Now continuing with going through this test. Last lesson we looked at the number of lines of symmetry. We'll just have a quick review of that. Remember, lines of symmetry is when you can fold the shape across a certain line and it'll sit exactly on top of itself. So we could fold it down there, across, and the diagonals. Does anyone know why the sideway diagonals work with a square? What did I say? If the sides got... It won't work for a rectangle. Why does it work for a square?
Because it's equal.
Yeah, because the side lengths are the same. And when you fold there, that corner will sit on top of that one. So the main thing to remember with diagonals is if the four sides are the same, then it will fold sideways as well, not just across and up and down. So just look out for that, all right? Now, see, this one doesn't have side lengths the same, so the folding of this one is not going to be as good as the folding with the square. So if you fold it here, see, that corner will stick out there. That point will end up out here. I've got the wrong pen. So if I fold down here, that point, if you just look here, that sticks out. This is sort of in. That will stick out there. So that can't be folded. And it can't be folded that way. If I fold that this way, where does this point end up? At my dot there. So you can't fold it. And definitely, because the side lengths are not the same, that's not equal to that. Forget even folding it sideways. It just won't work. That point will end up here somewhere. So no line symmetry. But girls, rotating, if you put a pin in the middle and you start turning it around, the shape, halfway round it'll sit exactly on top of where it was. And if it does that, it's got rotational symmetry. Now, one sec. I have started on recording. See how I've got my shape here? What I would do, it sort of looks like this. I know I'm drawing all over my paper. Okay, now watch. That's the shape. I'm going to start rotating it. You watching? Because you need to watch. Put a pin in the middle and rotate. Is that sitting on top of where it was?
Yeah.
And I haven't finished because look, I wrote start there. Did it? So it does. So halfway around, just watch. Sorry, I should have done it in a different colour. I should outline the edges. All right? Or I should do it on the bench. Here, look. No, I just want to video it. Here, go down.
Aren't you videoing already?
You can't even, I am, but you can't even see what I'm doing.
It's too light. Wait.
It is too light. Here. Yeah, turn the lights off. Can you see? All right, that's okay. See how it starts at the bottom?
Yeah.
All right, I shouldn't be writing on the table, but it goes that way. It's pointing that way. See, it's still pointing. That's exactly where it was in the beginning. So one, twice, it looks like that. Do you see what I'm doing? All right. Once, that's what it looked like when I started, and I'm back to the start position because the start position's under my finger here. So that, you rotate it, and twice, when I do the circle, from start, so that's once, it's exactly the same, twice. So when I do a full circle, how do I know it's a full circle? Because I wrote start at the bottom. If you don't write start, you're not going to know when you're finished. Okay, so that's why we say rotational symmetry 2. It sat back on top of itself twice. And for a circle, girls, if you keep turning that circle, it looks the same all the time. Whether I turn it, it still looks the same, still looks the same. Infinite or infinity, so you can put an E on the end. Infinite. Infinite. So it has an infinite number of line symmetries. Line is folding, and if you keep rotating it, it just looks the same all the time, so it's infinite. Now, question 8. Infinity, infinite, we'll give it to you. Find the value of the pronumeral. And in each case, give a reason for your answer. Girls, there are 3 angles in a triangle. Do you know what they add up to?
360.
No.
No, 180.
How are you going to remember them? Girls, all right, you know what? You know how you can remember 360? A 4-sided shape. Give me an example of a simple... Yeah, that's a 3-sided shape. This one, what's a 4-sided shape? Give me an example.
A 4-sided shape.
A square or a rectangle? Doesn't a square and a rectangle have all 90? Yes or no?
Where's that present for you?
Girls. A 4-sided shape, an example is a square, 90, 90, 90 and 90. You do have a calculator for this test.
Wait.
What does that add up to?
360.
Yes, that's 360, yeah? So the four-sided shape is 360. The three-sided shape has to be smaller than that.
180.
That's the one that adds up to 180. How do I do it?
The other one adds up to 360.
That's right. So,
Miss, you do 45 plus.
So you do 180,
Yeah.
subtract 20, subtract
yeah, good.
yeah, you're
Very
right.
good. You can do it two ways. You can do 180, subtract 45, subtract 20. You can do it like that. That's one way of doing it. Or a lot of the other girls, yeah, a lot of the other girls like to do 45 plus 20 is what? Anyone? 45 and 20.
45 and 75. 65.
65. So we know that the three of them add up to 180. So the two so far add up to 65. How do I work out the last one? The three of them add up to 180. The two of them are 65. How much more to make 180?
100.
Do you know how to do it, girls, or not?
I'm just copying down the first one.
Get. The other way is like this. 45 and 20 and A makes 180. Do you remember doing it this way?
Yeah.
So 45 and 20 is 65 plus something is 180. Why do we set it out like that? Because that plus that is 180. So what do we do now? Come on, 65 and something makes 180. What do we do? How do you work it out? Girls, what do I do? 180 what? Plus or minus?
Minus.
Thank you. Minus 65 is
But that's so much to remember.
115.
Is there not an easier way? Like,
Yes, it's to do what Grace did. All of them add up to 180, all of it, and you want this one, so take away that one. Watch my fingers. That's all 180, so start with 180, take that away, and you end up with A. So 180, all of it, take that away, you end up with A. So it's 180, take away 45, take away 20. Or the three of them add up to 180. That and that's 65 so far. To work out the rest, it's 180 minus 65. Now, what's the reason, girls? Do you know what the reason for this is? What reason do I put? The angles in a triangle add up to what? Yeah. That's what you write for the reason. Why are you saying this? Why are you doing this? Why did you write that? It's because you know that the angles in a triangle add up to 180, or you can say the angle sum of a triangle is 180. But girls, it's okay. In maths, we're happy for you just to say it like you normally would. The angles in a triangle add up to 180.
If you can get the answer, then
All right, now, the next one. Yeah, so let's put the reason first. We've got a quadrilateral. This is called a quadrilateral. Quad, do you know what quad means?
yeah,
4. So we're going to write the angles in a quadrilateral add up to 360 degrees. So how do I work it out? If all of them add up to 360, you can work out what you've got first.
360 subtract.
Yeah, you can do 360 minus all of them. Okay? So you can go, everything's 360. Watch what I'm doing with my fingers. I'm going to take that away, take that away, take that away. I'm left with B. Does that sort of make sense?
Yeah.
Well, you would start with everything, and if you take that away, take that away, take that away. What does take that away in maths mean?
To
Subtract. So you can start with everything. I've got everything, and I'm going to take that away, take that away, take that away. You're left with B if I keep doing that. If you're not happy doing that, the other thing you can do is add up everything that you've got so far and say, well, all of it's 360. I need to see how much more the B is to make 360. Has anyone done this? Anyone done it? What do you get?
Yeah, 75.
Sorry? Because, look, if you're not, look,
Easier for you.
Grace likes that way, but not everyone does. You tell me which way you like.
So I usually do everything.
Yes, good.
I do
95, good.
I get my answer and I do
Good.
minus 360. Is it
Excellent.
okay saying
Yes.
that?
Yeah. So you do 95 and 90 and 100 and you get,
Yeah, I'm doing it.
good, you can do it that way, you get 285 and you say, right, everything so far is 285, what do we do next?
Minus 360.
Yeah, but you do 360 minus that. Now listen, if you do that minus 360, you'll get a negative answer, but just ignore the negative, just put the positive answer in, all right?
Relax. Oh my god.
No. Everything so far adds up to 285. We know the whole thing's 360. 360 minus 285, the answer's 75. Do we have it? Writing it down? All good?
This is easy.
This question, question C on the back page, this angle out here is outside the triangle. It's called the exterior angle. Do you remember what it adds? Which two? What
The
it's?
exterior angle is always on the outside.
Yeah, good. And what are the ones inside called? Exterior or interior?
Interior.
Good. So the exterior angle equals the sum of two of the interior ones. Do you know which two? Was it the one next to it or the others? Do you remember it? Yeah. So that outside one doesn't equal the one next to it. No. It equals the sum of the other two. Now we can do that the long way or we can do it the short way. So the one on the outside does not equal the one next to it. It equals the sum of the other two. So C is, we can do it the long way. What's 25 and 55? What's 25 and 55? Nearly.
80.
Yeah? So girls, if those two add up to 80, see the one with the cross here? What do you think that adds up to? Pretend C is not there. What does it add up to? This one in here.
That's not cute anymore.
Yeah? Actually, the triangle's drawn really badly. That is actually not acute. It's look, that's bigger than 55. Don't worry about they're not drawn to scale. Not to scale. All right, how would you work it out? How would you work it out?
Is the inside of that still 180?
Yes, it is. The inside's 180. So what's...
80, 100.
Yeah, so we go 180 minus 80 is 100.
But in the test, there has to be the scale, otherwise it will be
No, but you've got to ignore it. In geometry, you ignore 80. We know that inside the triangle, it adds up to 180. So this is 100, even though it only looks about 40. So girls, do you know how I work out, if that's a straight line, how do I work out this C? 100 and this other one makes what? What's a straight line? How many angles? It does look obtuse, so just ignore it. How many degrees in a straight line? No. All right, watch this. Right angle, right angle.
180.
Yeah. A straight line's good. Girls, a straight line is made up of two right angles. If you get a straight line and cut it in half, you've got 90 and 90. So the whole straight line is 180. Okay, do you know how to work out this one then? 100.
25 plus 55 is that answer.
Yeah, it does. Because if that's 100, this is 80. So C is 180 minus 100 is 80. Now, girls, that's a lot of work. We've got to just try and remember the one on the outside equals the two inside ones that aren't next to it. So we've got C is 80, reason. Do you want to copy? The exterior angle. Do you know that that's the symbol for angle? That, angle. Don't worry.
It's like an L.
Exterior angle of triangle. You're okay with triangle? Equals the sum of the two interior. What does that mean? Interior.
The inside.
Inside opposite angles. It equals the sum of the two insides, but not the one next to it. Now, this is outside, so the exterior one equals the sum of the two insides, but not the one next to it. Interior, opposite. If you're opposite me, you're not next to me, you're over there. Okay? If you're next to me, you're next to me. So it's equal to the sum of the two insides, but which two? I've got three to choose from. It's the two insides that are opposite where I am, which is as far away as possible over there. All right? Okay, now, I'll just pause. You can write that down. Is 25 plus 55, which is 80. Okay? Now, Can I move on? Last question. You've got to be careful here. This is worth 5 marks, and you'll get something like this, but there might be different things here. So this weekend we really have to study the properties of the quadrilaterals, and I'm going to send them to you again, all right? Okay, so girls, a trapezium. Do you remember what the shapes look like? That's a trapezium.
Yeah.
Trapezium, you know, you swing on it in the circus. Tell me about this side and that side, trapezium.
Parallel to each other.
All right. Now, it says trapezium. I'm going to draw a kite as well. Now, we have to see whether these things are true. Are all opposite sides parallel in a trapezium? All.
No.
Only one, so that's no.
Miss, the trapezium.
Are all sides equal in the trapezium?
No.
Do you know what adjacent sides mean?
Oh, yeah, two that cross.
They're diagonals. Adjacent,
Next to each other.
good, means next to. So the adjacent sides, the two sides next to each other, are perpendicular. What does perpendicular mean? What sort of angle? Do you know parallel?
When they're both equal.
Do you know what parallel means?
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh, straight, like straight means that.
No, parallel is that. Perpendicular is something else.
Straight.
Is a right angle. That's perpendicular. Those two lines are perpendicular. So can you write these on your sheet? So that's what, so you need all these definitions. Adjacent means next to. Perpendicular, it's sort of the opposite of the parallel. Parallel, you know that with the arrows. But perpendicular means they're at right angles to each other. It's just another way of saying right angles. I'm just going to pause. Here's the trapezium, that the adjacent sides are perpendicular or not. Are the sides next to each other at right angles? No. The opposite sides are equal. Do you think that equals that? So trapezium's really got not much at all. It's got none of those. Here's the kite. Remember when you're flying a kite, we make the kites the same on both sides. They're not weird shaped lopsided. So with a kite, if I put a line down the middle, everything on this side is the same as the other side. So this side equals which? That equals that. If I put 2 dashes here, what do I do over there? And if I put this here and colour it in, which angle is that the same as? It's because you can get your kite and you can fold it in half. All right? So let's see if any of these are true. So girls, if you're asked this question in the exam, you've got to draw your shape. I can't do it without drawing. You can't do it without drawing. So, kite. Are the opposite sides parallel? That's opposite that. Whoa, 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 whoa. That? No.
Was it not parallel?
Look, I'll draw you another one. It's not, they're not parallel.
Miss Majali is the best teacher. Hopefully that comes.
Are all sides equal? When they say all sides equal, they mean all of them. Are all the sides equal? All of them? No, we've got those two and those two. That's not true. So girls, when they say all, it's got to be all of them, not just some of them.
The only shape that has all sides equal is a square.
Are the sides next to each other perpendicular, adjacent sides? Are the sides that are next to each other perpendicular? Can you see right angles in there? Girls? Are the opposite sides equal? Opposite sides equal, yes or no? No. Okay, girls, we've got to finish these. Girls, unless you draw the shape, forget it. You can't do this. Parallelogram. How do I know that that's a parallelogram and what do I draw? Parallelogram. Everything's parallel.
Parallel.
What do I put up here? Lines or arrows?
Arrows.
Parallel. What do I put down here?
Another arrow.
How many arrows do I put here? Why?
Of course, it's another angle.
Yeah, they're different directions, yeah. All right, parallelogram. They've already done this, but all opposite sides are parallel, so they're parallel,
Yeah.
All sides are equal.
Yes.
What? That's wrong. Girls, that does not equal that. Or that. Those two are equal. Those two, that's cross. That's wrong on the sheet. Can you fix it?
The sheet's wrong.
Girls, that's wrong. All sides are not equal. Adjacent sides are perpendicular. What does that mean?
Now ask to make the sheet.
Can you fix that? Can you fix adjacent sides are perpendicular? Do you think, what does that mean in English? Adjacent sides, which sides are they? The opposite ones or the... Girls, in geometry, they're going to ask you about the opposite ones or the ones next to each other. There's nothing else. Adjacent is that one and that one next to each other. Are they perpendicular? What does perpendicular mean? What? Are they at right angles? Are opposite sides equal in length? Does that equal that? I know I haven't written it there, but do you think it does?
Yeah.
And that equal that? Yeah, they are. So that's ticked. That one's okay. But there was a wrong answer. Rectangle. Do you want to have a go yourself?
No. Yes. Yes. He's going to play Kahoot.
We will soon. We've got to finish this. I'm really sorry, but you've got a test on Monday.
Yeah, but Kahoot can like. Oh, let's play Kahoot.
No.
Can we play Kahoot tonight?
Girls, we might have 10 minutes if I finish it. Shh. I'm sorry. I know this is taking a long time.
Do you have to make an account for Kahoot? Or can you just be random?
Go and see.
Yeah, yeah,
You're supposed to. You don't need me.
No, no.
Now they're not doing it.
No. Okay, girls. Rectangle. There it is. There's a rectangle. Start answering the questions. Are the opposite sides parallel? It doesn't have to be drawn on there, but do you think they are?
Yes. Yeah. But you know that all right.
Are all sides equal? All of them.
No.
Good. Are the adjacent sides... Now, you've got two types of sides.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, you're so good. Perpendicular, fantastic. And are the opposite sides...
Yes.
Because you know when the opposite sides are equal? When it's not often, if it's not... Oh, well, no, actually, no, that's not right. No, they are. They just got to look, yeah. Actually, they are always the same except for the kite and the trapezium. Sorry, I'm wrong. All right, rhombus. Here's rhombus. Tell me what's special about the rhombus. The rhombus is like the parallelogram, but there's something extra about it.
They're all equal the same.
Thank you. They're all the same. So it's like the squished parallelogram. It's like the
It
better.
reminds me of a square, but it's just too.
Fantastic. Yes, rhombus. The square is the perfect shape, and the rhombus is the next best thing.
It's just like me and my brother. I'm the perfect one. It's just me.
Thank you. Rhombus. All opposite sides are parallel. Do you think? Opposite sides parallel? Opposite sides parallel? Yes or no?
Yeah.
All sides are equal.
Yes.
Adjacent sides are perpendicular. Opposite sides are equal.
Yes.
Yeah, they are. You're doing good now,
We
girls.
just tick all the boxes for the squares except for.
I think square's perfect.
Yeah.
I think we tick them all. Square. There it is, down there. Square.
I can't see it. Oh.
Miss, what's this going to be called? Is this going to be like a YouTube video?
Yeah, I'll just email you the link. I'll email you.
Miss, can I put a thumbs up?
Opposite sides parallel. Come on, we're going to play a game. Are the opposite sides parallel?
Yes.
Are all the sides equal in a square?
Yes, and yes.
And the
Yes.
and
Yes.